Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by Money Stocks. Today is Friday, May 24th, 2013. This is the final trading day before the Memorial Day holiday in the United States. Let's jump right into the charts here. You're going to see that the E-mini futures, S&P that is trading lower by 5.5 points at the moment. Futures just got a little bit of a pop here off of the durable goods number that was released at 8:30 a.m. So the durable goods order number coming in a little bit better than expected. I would have to think that that's probably a negative, telling you that the Federal Reserve needs to end their quantitative easing. But it is what it is. Durable goods orders rise 3.3% in the month of April, and we'll see how this plays out going forward. One thing I want to say about today before we even get into any of the news or anything else is that it is a Friday, and often on a Friday the markets will be flat to slightly positive into the close. That's probably 95% of the time that is the case over the last couple of years. It is also the final trading day ahead of a holiday. So if ever the money printing that's going on by the central banks is going to work a little bit longer or last a little bit longer, people will need to spend money. And that's why we usually think that the market holds up each and every Friday. So you could go back and look at Fridays when there was bad economic data, good economic data. It really doesn't matter. The market usually finishes flat to slightly positive. If the market is down, it's usually down just a little bit. Could this time be different? There's always a chance of that happening, but I wouldn't bank on it. Okay, so again, we're going to stick with our forecast that we use each and every Friday. We're going to look for a flat to slightly positive trading day. With that said, we'll get into the news now. We'll look at a few other things. Last night, the Japanese market actually rallied up a little bit by the close, but it was well off of its intraday high. It wound up finishing up 128 points, but at the high of the session, it was up about 500 points. So a big reversal day in the Nikkei 225. And again, we're not going to make too much out of it, but this is very, very important to follow. The Japanese bond market is all out of whack. It's going all over the place. It really doesn't know what to do. And I don't think the Japanese people that are in charge over there, in charge of the government and also of the central bank, really know what they're doing either at this stage of the game. So again, you had the Bank of Japan governor, I believe Hirota, saying that he's going to stabilize the bond market and all of that. The bond market is the truth. The bond market's telling you the real story. The stock market can be influenced by easy money. The bond market is very hard to influence unless you go in and directly buy bonds, which is what our Federal Reserve does here in the United States. So again, if the bond market goes out of whack, it's telling you there are big problems on the horizon. Okay, let's look at the other Asian markets last night. You had the Shanghai finishing up 0.6%. You had the Bombay Sensex Index finishing up 0.1%. Singapore, I believe, was closed last night, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Singapore was closed last night, so we don't have anything for the Singapore market last night. But in any case, it is what it is, and I think maybe sometime next week we could see more trouble ahead in this market. But right now, markets are starting to at least hold off or stabilize a little bit. Now, looking at the European markets, they're basically flat for the most part today. German DAX is down about 0.3%. The FTSE 100 is down about 0.5%. That is England or the London market, and that remember, England can print their own money, so they're separate from the euro. You have Spain and Italy both down about 0.5% at the moment, maybe a little bit more, and the French CAC 40 is up about 0.3% at the moment. So we're not going to make too much out of it. It looks like we're going to be in store for a flat to slightly positive trading session going forward. Now, a few things that we want to talk about. One is, and when it comes to the big market moving stocks, is Google. Google now is being probed, I guess, or they're going to face an antitrust probe by the U.S. regulators for their advertising business. So Google right now is probably the most important tech stock out there. It's leading the charge. It's definitely the leading stock. Apple has taken second bow to Google now, and Google right now finishing at around 882. Today it's trading at 880. This is going to be the NASDAQ stock to watch. So Google, again, holding up fine right now. There's nothing terrible with it. It's still daily chart is still in an uptrend. But this is going to be the stock to watch because this is the leading NASDAQ stock out there. So this stock now carries a lot of weight. They are being probed by U.S. regulators over antitrust, over their advertising unit. again, it'll be settled somehow, some way. Who knows how it plays out? But keep an eye on Google as a market moving stock right now. That's going to be a pretty important equity going forward. There were some comments made by Mario Draghi today. I guess he's talking about England and saying, England needs to be more involved in the European Union and such and such and such and such. Maybe he should reincarnate Margaret Thatcher, because that will tell him some things that he really should know. England has the right to print their own money, and I think that has kept England afloat at the moment, or else they'd even be a bigger disaster than what they are. But in any case, it is what it is. So we'll see how this market plays out going forward. Looking over at the gold and oil markets today, we see that gold is down just about 4 or 5 points. Not that big a deal. Gold has a decent move yesterday. And oil is down another 62 cents today to $93.62 a barrel in July light sweet crude. So we'll take a look at the USO, which is a good proxy for light sweet crude, and you'll see that's trading around 333. It closed at 354 yesterday, so that is trading down just a little bit here. And we're not going to make too much out of it. Usually before a holiday, oil will hold up, since it will be a heavily traveled season, or start to the summer season, I should say, with the Memorial Day holiday upon us. There'll be a lot of airline flights, a lot of driving, a lot of people taking little vacations and little weekend getaways. So just remember, oil will usually do well ahead of a holiday for the most part. It usually doesn't fall all that much. If it does, hey, that's a bonus for everybody. There are a couple of stocks out here. Sears Holdings, SHLD, that's getting pounded this morning. I think I have some gap levels to that. We'll post those up at 9 o'clock in the morning. So Sears Holdings is one stock that is getting hit pretty hard. Another one is Abercrombie and Fitch. This here is getting a little bit of a bounce now. I have some levels for that one as well for some potential gap plays. They'll be posted up in the chat room at 9 a.m. So those are a couple of stocks that we're watching here for potential gap plays this morning. I do have about 3 more on my list, and we'll see how it plays out when we get there. But I want to wish you all a great holiday, great Memorial Day holiday. The U.S. markets will be closed on Monday. Remember, U.S. markets will be closed on Monday. And I just want to wish you all a great weekend. Enjoy, have a safe weekend, and we'll see you all on the charts. Take care now.